Hello traders, this is Chris from MarketSwingTrader.com. Alrighty, this is the wrap up, and also I'm going to go over some of the two stocks that I had on the video last night, the ones that were for today, and I'm going to go over three stocks I'm looking to get into tomorrow. Now, I just want to let everyone know this is an educational video. It's not an endorsement to purchase any stock or option or futures. Make sure you consult a licensed financial advisor before investing any real money. And always make sure you paper trade so you can understand how options work and how the stock market works. So, what we are looking at is the S&P 500 index. As you can see, we just keep grinding up and up. Slow grind upward. Pivot point moving averages are still sloping upward. We've got the stochastics that is embedded. So, of course, we have resistance right up here at 1310. We have support at 1243, which is the pivot, and then the next support level is around 1217. So, I think if we close below these pivot point moving averages, or if we start closing below a previous low here, I think we could sell off, and I think we could sell off to around 1250, 1243. But right now, I don't see that happening because tomorrow, as you can see, the intraday pivots for tomorrow. The resistance pivot is 1286.52. The pivot is 1279, and the support pivot is 1276.17. Might as well say 1276. So today we opened up and we started moving upward, and then we kind of sold off. We broke through the pivot. We held the support pivot, and then we kind of grinded up. After lunch, we just kind of grinded up towards the day, up into. We just started grinding up throughout the day. Now, the stocks that I was looking at was CRM, and as you can see, we didn't have a decent day, we didn't have a bad day. We opened up, we came down to the pivot, we held the pivot all day, and we closed above it. I tried to get into an option play when we came down to the pivot right in here. I could not get filled. So I don't know what was going on. It seemed like there was pretty decent open interest. I mean, the spread was a little bit wide. I think it was like 10 cents, but I could not get filled. So we came right down to the pivot, 99.72, and we closed at 173. So, you know, that is like a dollar move. That would have been pretty decent for the day. Actually, if you kind of sold right in here, then that would have been even better because the stochastics is crossing over and we closed below the pivot point moving averages. But I couldn't get filled on Salesforce, so we'll move on to Intuit. Now, Intuit, if we look at the daily here, and this is what I like. I'm looking for a snapback. If we move upward, I'm looking for a snapback to the pivot point moving averages right here. We are still sloping upward. So, but I'm not going to worry about these trades because I couldn't get filled, so I'm just going to move on. I'm not even going to worry about them tomorrow. But today, we opened up, we came down to the pivot, and then we kind of bounced off of it. And as you can see, when the stochastics is oversold and you come down to the pivot, we closed above the pivot point moving averages, and we just kind of grinded upward. That one would have been an okay trade as well. We probably would have gotten a quarter out of it. As an option play, that might have been all right. I mean, you're not going to make a fortune off of it, but like I always like to say that I've heard somewhere else, can't remember what, small profits build big accounts. That's just the way it is. So, what am I looking at? I've got three stocks that I'm looking at for my own personal trade. This is not an endorsement to purchase any of these stocks. But what I'm looking at is FFIV. The reason I'm looking at it is because we had a nice run. We closed above the monthly pivot. The pivot point moving averages are sloping upward. We have and that is bullish. But also, if we look at the intraday, what I'm looking for is to have a nice sell to right around the pivot, or try to just wait to see. And I'm going to try and see if the stochastics will get down below. And if we do close below the pivot, that's fine. I'll even get a better order. And my stop is, I would say 107 and below. There's a couple option plays that I'm looking at this. And if you go over to the Analyze tab, what I'm looking for is, let me go ahead and close this out. What I'm looking for, we got 4 days to expiration. So what I'm looking for is to right click and to sell a vertical. It is a credit spread. That's what I'm looking to do. Now, open interest is only 163. Hopefully, you know, that I can get filled. But this is weekly options. We have 11 days to the other expiration, which if the trade is still looking good, and play those other ones. But what I'm going to do is just play this weekly right here. We got 4 days of expiration. Try to collect some money on Friday. So if we look at the risk profile, what this is, theta, I'm going to be collecting $9 a day. Now, this isn't a whole lot, and you are risking $452. However, when I play these type of trades, if we close below 107 or below, I'm completely out. So 107 and below, right in here, is around a $50 loss per contract. So that's what I'm looking for on FFIV. Hopefully I can get filled on it. If not, then so be it. I'll move on. I really don't care. There's 500 stocks that are in the S&P 500, so I just wait for the other setups and just keep waiting. The one thing that I have learned is there might be a week where I'm not even going to get one trade. It just does not work that way. I just don't get any. And then the next week, I might get 10 trades. And with using options, I'm leveraged. I don't have to front a lot of capital up, so that's good. And that's just the name of the game. So I've got a trading plan, and I follow that trading plan. So that's FFIV, and I'm looking for a move back down. I'm going to throw on the weekly credit spread and see if I can't collect any money. And my stop is going to be, if I close below 107, then I'll be completely out. Now, the other trade that I'm looking at is Walgreens. We closed above the pivot point moving averages. We're sloping upward. We're above the monthly pivot. Stochastics is crossed back over, starting to separate and run back up. That's good. I like that. So then I look at the intraday. So I'm gonna look for a pullback, probably down to around the $33 mark. That's what I'm looking for. Another option play for this one. Again, a credit. Go in here. Let's see. Go over here. Add simulated trade. It's not a weeklies, but it's 11 days to expiration, and we sell a vertical. Now my stop is going to be at the previous low, which is right here, which is $32.84. So I would say around $33. Right around here, around $33. Also, that means that we would close below the monthly pivot, and we would close below these pivot point moving averages. So then I would be out of the trade. So that's around $33 is my stop. If we close below that, I will just go ahead and get out before 4 o'clock and be done with the trade. If I wanted to give myself some more room, then I can come over here, sell the vertical, get 16 cents. But I feel comfortable at the 33, so that's what I'm looking for. Now my stop is at 33, so if we get down here to 33, which is about $9.63, let's say $10, so that's $10 per contract. If you only want to risk maximum loss of $100, and that's your stop, then you would go in 10 contracts. So that is one thing. With FFIV, it was $50, so you want to go in 2 contracts if you only want to lose $100 per trade if you are wrong. That is just proper money management. The one thing I like about options is that it is defined risk, but I also play these stops too. So if we close below 33, and there's no reason for me to hang on to this trade and lose everything up to $68 per contract when my max profit is only $32 per contract. So that's where it is. I use options to swing trade. So my theta will be 76 cents per day. So that's what I'm looking for, is a move back upward. On the intraday, I'm looking for a pullback on the intraday. Sometimes I might scale in. If we get down to the pivot, I'll jump in. I'll throw in some contracts. If we get down to here, I'll throw in some more contracts. If stochastics gets oversold and we're running back up, then I'll throw in more contracts. Scale in, and then I'll scale out. That's the way that I do trade. So that right there, and if we look right here at the open interest, we got 8,000, 17,000, so they are liquid. Okay, it's not like FFIV on the weeklies when it really wasn't all that much. Now FFIV, if we go back to FFIV on 11 days expiration, then you see it's like 2,000, 3,000. So they are pretty liquid except for in the weeklies. But, that's just name of the game. So that is WAG. And another one, ADSK, Autodesk. Now, we have resistance right here. Okay, at 31.69 is the pivot. That is resistance. We closed above the pivot point moving averages. However, they're not sloping up that much, but I might look for a snapback. If we look at the intraday, I'm looking for a pullback. We already closed below pivot point moving averages, so we might pull back. If we do, we get to stochastics is oversold like it was here. We broke through the pivot, we came down. Guess what? Stochastics oversold, crossed back up, and then we moved back up. Said we moved up here at 30.84, and we closed around $31. So I really don't know how I'm going to play this one. I mean, you can throw on a credit spread, have a stop at $30, switch back over to the daily. The low of that is 30.66. So, or you can come down here at 29.80. Let's look at the options. Oops. Alrighty. So 30, or you can go to 29. Let's see what 29 give you a little bit more room. As $24 credit, so a stop right around here at around $30. If we break that, around $29.70. If we break that, $29.70, go over to the risk profile. $29.70 would be like around $11, $10, $11 loss. We're only getting 20 cents theta per day. So this might be something I might try to hold and try to swing trade it and just hold it into expiration and see what I can get. Also, another way of playing it is just buying the outright call. Well, I'm sorry, that was 39 days to expiration. So actually, yeah, it'll be $10 credit if we did it at 29. That's really not even worth anything. So if we try to swing trade this for a couple of days, and buy the outright call, and if we go to theoretical pricing, I got my theoretical pricing calculator. Let's say if I get in intraday on ADSK tomorrow, let's say I get in around, let's say it pulls back, stochastics is back down, and let's say I can get 20 cents out of the trade. So let's see what 20 cents would give us. Okay, 20 cents, the mark would be 119, theoretical pricing 128. So you can roughly get about 10 cents out of the trade, $10. And also, if you are playing options like this, you got to have good commissions. I've talked with Thinkorswim. Thinkorswim has given me great commissions. So, you know, I mean, $10, yeah, that ain't much. You do about 10 contracts, you make about $100, and you move on. So, I mean, that's the whole thing. So there's many different ways of me playing this one. I might not even play Autodesk. I might just stick with FFIV and WAG. I mean, I might not even play that. Just because it's on my watch list doesn't mean I'm going to play the stock. And also, it depends. If the market gaps up, then all trades are broken. I'm done. I'm not trading them. If we gap down, then I'm going to look to see, okay, if we're gapping down, where are we slowing down? So, and then I might have to make a judgment call to get into a trade. But if I do, it's not going to be. If you normally get in 10 contracts, then I would say I would normally get in maybe 2 or 3 and just scale in and see and just test the waters. So that is my game plan for tomorrow. And I'll do another follow-up video to see what these 3 stocks do: FFIV, WAG, and Autodesk. Also, I mean, you just outright buy the common shares on this. Sometimes I even do that instead of trying to purchase a call. I might just go in and buy some shares of this and hang on to it and try to get up here, see if we can break through the monthly pivot and try to run up to around $33. And if I do play options, swing trading that, then, you know, kind of go out. Let's see, these are 39 days. Shoot, go out 100. Go out 100 days. It's $230 for 100 that for one contract. You know, throw in a couple contracts and see what we can do. So I'll just make a judgment call tomorrow on that. And that's one thing that I kind of want people to understand is the reason that FFIV gives us pretty good money is because it's a $110 stock. And then WAG is a $33 stock. And Autodesk is $31 stock. They're not going to give you as much. Okay? So, and there are some people that, you know, they play options, but they only want to play stocks that are above $50. They don't even worry about it because they don't give you very much. You know, if it moves 20 cents, it might give you 10 cents in your option pricing. But if it was a $50 stock, then it might give you 25 cents. So, you know, that's one thing you do have to take into account when you are trading options. And also, let's just look at the liquidity for even 39 days. The open interest, yeah, 285. I was looking at 11 days, you know, 1,000. So, you know, it has a pretty good bid and ask. I mean, $25, $30. That's 5 cents spread. 102 days to expiration. That's pretty decent, and it's after hours. So, you know, that might be a call. A good thing to do is for me to look at 102 days expiration and just buy a couple calls and see what we can do. And my stop would be the same way. So let's say I buy a call and I look at my stop. Where's my stop? Right down here, around 29.80. So at 29.80 per contract, yeah, your stop, that would be $60. So if your max loss per trade is $100, then you do 2 contracts. You don't do 10. You do 2. That is proper money management. You only want to risk if you're trading. My philosophy is if I'm trading a $5,000 account, I don't want to lose $100 and the maximum $100 per trade. So that's like 2%. Some people go 1%. So that's just a judgment call that each trader has to make. But that's the wrap-up video, and those are the 3 stocks I'm looking to get in tomorrow. I will do another wrap-up video and let you know how it played out. Thanks.